going to make $150,000 from July to December. And I want to show you the exact branding framework that I'm going to follow to help me make consistent content. But the key here is that I'm focused on building a truly engaged community on social media. This is day 2 of the Voldemort project. My Voldemort is sharing my income publicly and documenting the journey. Let's get into the framework. Okay, so every business exists because it solves a problem. The problem that I solve is that your content sucks. Now, every great business has a unique solution to that problem. This is your zone of genius, and you probably already have this. My zone of genius is storytelling. Now, inside of your business exists a core identity. Call this your money-making identity, and for me, that could be entrepreneur, or I go one step down, call myself a content creator. I make money by helping other people become content creators. Now, my content isn't perfect. I am always working on making my content better. And so the best kind of content to make is to embody this identity as deeply as you can by continuing to improve your own problem you solve. One of the easiest sources of content is to just pick a goal and pursue it. My goal, as you know, is 150K by the end of the year. Now, this can be appealing in and of itself, but it's not really going to create that deep connection with your ideal client. Now, the next step with this is to uncover your other 2 core identities. For me, that is spirituality and athlete. Now, the way you build deep connection with your audience and work with people you love is by also embodying these identities in the pursuit of this goal, so that my content exists in the overlap of these identities. For example, as I pursue this goal, I'm going to be doing manifestation techniques, Joe Dispenza meditation. I'll be navigating the feminine and masculine energies. That is the type of content that exists here. I'll also continue to be playing tennis and golf and other sports. And I can use sports as a metaphor for growing my business. And that content exists in here. I'm wanting to make 80% of my content in this area. And 20% of the time, I'll make content just because it's fun and I don't want to get burnt out. Making content in this overlap is what's really going to build connection with people because they're going to feel really seen and heard. For example, if I talk about my ability to relax on the tennis court as I do parts work to meet the parts of myself that don't feel safe enough to relax, and then I relate that to growing my business and talking about how sharing my scary goal publicly and how I also need to learn how to meet the parts of myself that don't feel safe enough to relax, that all meets in the center. Those spiritual, athletic entrepreneurs who are also trying to grow their business and make a ton of money changing the world are gonna feel so seen by me and my stories, more so than anyone else who is just talking about the 5 best ways to tell a better story. Now that is what I call building a community. The point of this isn't to niche down to spiritual athletes who want to create content. The point of this is that it just allows me to express who I already am, the life that I'm already living. I'm the niche. If you want to follow along, my next post is going to be me breaking down my last 90 days of content and what I see as the 2 core pieces of content that I'm going to make going forward that's going to build a deep community on social media and help me reach my goal of 150K by the end of the year. Let's go.